The incomparable and unchanging sauce. Generations of intensely loyal customers. Rizzo's defines Italian dining. But a surprise to some, Rizzo's is actually the DeFabo family, who founded the Malabar Inn in the 1930s in Crabtree. Modern-day Rizzo's was established and powered in the 50s by Rizzo DeFabo, nicknamed Rizzo. He was a flamboyant restaurateur, popular area singer, and a razzle-dazzle promoter who entertained from the roof of a pizza shop he also owned. In the 70s, Jerry DeFabo, Rizzo's oldest son, became owner of the restaurant. His sons Rizzy and Jerry Jr., like their father, have been in the business since childhood.
Still going strong?
Still going strong.
How is that? Why is that?
Well, I'd say our number one reason for us being successful and going strong is our consistency, quality, and service. We try to be number one. And I think by striving to be number one every day when we open the door has kept our business where it's been, and hopefully it'll continue.
Who started the restaurant?
No, my grandmother and grandfather.
35.
My grandmother actually came up with, we used to serve, when we first started, we had a little grocery store. And this is before the restaurant. And she would serve ham sandwiches, and sometimes if she was cooking spaghetti and a miner wanted a dish of spaghetti, she would serve it.
How many hours a week did you put in as you built this restaurant?
Oh, God. I'd say at least 15 hours a day as we were really struggling,
7 days a week?
7 days a week.
What does it take to work like that?
I think two things. A great ambition inside of you for your family to be proud of what you're doing, or you're a complete fool, one of the two.
You were hostess?
I was hostess.
48 years. 48 years. How many people do you think you greeted?
A lot. A lot, yes. And I miss the people now, yes.
Are most people nice?
Yes. There's very, very few that were, when they weren't nice, I killed them with kindness. And that the next time they came in, they were nice.
How many people do you think know that Rizzo's is not the last name of the family?
I would say locally within a 10-mile radius, most of them do know. If you get outside of that 10-mile radius, our customers that do come here don't know our last name is DeFabo. And how my father got the name Rizzo, he shrunk his first name up from Rizzo to Rizzo. And back in the days when my father was heavy, about 380 pounds, they called him Fats Rizzo. If he went to Pittsburgh, everybody called him Fats Rizzo. They didn't know his last name.
You were born in this building?
In this building, upstairs, we had a third floor and a couple of coal stoves, and we were born upstairs. My older sister, and I were both born in this building.
Did you ever consider not keeping the restaurant in Crabtree?
We did, but at the time when I was going to think about moving to Route 30 or whatever, property and valuations were really high. And once we did some remodeling, it was not quite sensible to go and build a new building somewhere after we had spent some money here. So we just decided to stay the ground. And in fact, about 8 years ago when we did this last addition in the banquet hall, probably cost us a couple $1 million or more, and we took that chance, and it's worked out. It was scary at first, but it's worked out.
Yeah. You made Crabtree famous?
Well, we hope. We hope. We hope.
There was never any discussion of changing the name of the restaurant to DeFabo?
No, none whatsoever, because of my father's notoriety all over Western Pennsylvania.
But people love the Rizzo sauce. They want sauce.
Yes.
They want it heavy?
Heavy.
Have you heard people say, I am hooked on Rizzo sauce?
That's a famous saying by now. Yes, it is.
And that came from your
grandmother.
Your grandmother.
Yes.
Your grandmother.
Yes.
So how old is this recipe?
Well, ever since she came from Italy in 1916, so she brought it with her. Her mother taught her how to cook, so, It's a timeless tradition, so.
It sure is.
Yes.
Well, this is 40 gallons of our homemade spaghetti sauce. It is the secret to Rizzo's. Fresh onions, fresh garlic, fresh herbs, California tomatoes, some olive oil, regular oil. Slow simmer all day. Done about 3 o'clock. That's about it. Lots of hard work, lots of dedication, lots of love for the business. There wouldn't have lasted the 85 years. I see some of the kids that when I was small and bussing tables, now they're grown up and they're bringing their children in.
Same sauce.
Same sauce.
Forever.
Forever.
Did you ever consider not staying with the family business?
Well, our parents wanted us to go to college. They did. They wanted to, but really, we only really knew the restaurant. So we both just kind of graduated high school and went right. We worked at the restaurant before high school too.
Right.
I mean, since we were in 6th grade, we were here doing different things. And then once we got to, graduated, our parents wanted us to go to college, but we both just decided to stay in the business.
Yeah. So you love the business as much as your father?
No. He loves it. He loves it. It has everything in the business has ups and downs. Some things are more enjoyable to do than others. He loves the restaurant business. He was born and raised here, and you're not going to take him out of it.
Yeah. So you said it's a lot of hard work, and you don't quite love the business as much as your father. But what do you get out of it personally?
It's rewarding to see the growth of the business. It's rewarding to be involved in a family that has maintained a business for 85 years.
Yes.
The same location, the same family. That's very unheard of today.
But for you personally, what's your greatest satisfaction for Rizzy?
Probably making people happy, celebrating different things with them. Anniversaries and birthdays, and seeing everybody have a good time in the dining room, getting together as a family unit, celebrating things, milestones in their family.
Yes. Did you ever think the restaurant should be any other place than Crabtree?
Well, probably if Rizzo's as a whole would have been on a main drag somewhere, it would have probably been retired years ago. It would have just flourished even more. Yeah, because nobody's come to Crabtree for lunch, so we could have been open for lunch on a main, which would have been a lot more business.
Right. So how many more years for Rizzy at Rizzo's?
I always say I was out at 50. So
Really?
that would only be 3 years, but I think I'll be here a little longer.
I think everybody's very glad to hear that.
No, I'm not. But I think in 3 years, we'll reevaluate the situation in 3 years.
Gotcha.
Here's the way I tell our help. If we're going to get a customer, we want you to make them happy. If they want to get mad, let them go someplace else. Don't make them mad here.
Have a lot of friends as a result of your hostessing over the years, a lot of close friends.
Oh yes, a lot. And I might not remember their names now, but I remember their faces. I enjoy people.
Here you are, fifth generation.
Fifth generation.
So what about your future in this restaurant?
Oh boy. That's a loaded question. It's hard to picture a future without the restaurant, because I think we've grown up in it. Well, I know we've grown up in it, but it's been such a major part of our lives. It's really been sort of in every facet of our lives, and it's been the basis for all of our traditions. It's been the basis for all of our schedules. It's hard to see a future that doesn't involve this in some way.
The restaurant, I think it is the basis of all of our traditions, and I would certainly hate to see any of that go by the wayside. So I think in some capacity we have to try to move forward with this.
I'm tremendously proud of it. I'm tremendously proud of my family. To be with the people that you love and to work in that kind of setting.
Like, people say, what's your favorite part about the business? And I say the patrons, my family, the people. Okay, what's your least favorite part about the business? The patrons, the family, the people.
Would you change the sauce at all?
No. I'd be too afraid.
No, I would never change a thing about the sauce. Because, I mean, I think it's delicious. I think a lot of people feel the same way about it. And, the food wouldn't be the same if the sauce weren't the same.
Rizzo's also operates a successful retail business. The legendary sauce and the variety of pasta products are sold at a restaurant store and in many supermarkets, and are the same as those served to diners. They're big sellers.
So
And through all the years, has it been a lot of fun too?
it has been fun. I thoroughly enjoyed the customers we've had over the years and the people who we were associated with to help us through the years, whether it was our vendors or our friends, so I really appreciated it. There's no way I can say thank you enough,